Hey guys, it is Mr. Perry here. I thought I'd make a video on the honors stoichiometry activity worksheet just because I think it's a little daunting. So let's go through it. I've already downloaded it, and you know where to get that, right? Just go to the page 5 on the honors stoichiometry lesson. But anyway, yeah, I've already downloaded it here. So let's start with activity 1. A lot of people, I think, are overthinking this. So it says make lemonade samples using the sample 1 and sample 2 recipes. These represent 2 different batches of just lemons lemonade. Record your taste observations for each sample in the data chart. I am not going to make you make lemonade. Don't worry, okay? You do not have to do that. Let's think about this. Look at these values here. Which one do you think is going to be sweeter? The one with 2/3 sugar and a half a cup of lemon juice, or the one that only has 1/2 sugar and 1/4 lemon juice? It's going to be sample 1, right? Sample 1 is going to be very sweet. And this one will be less sweet comparatively. I don't really know what I'm supposed to write here. I guess we'll just write nothing. Sample 1 is very sweet. Sample 2 is less sweet. I guess we could just put more sweet. Okay, so activity 2. What they want us to do now is we want to figure out the percent yield for this lemonade here. And we want to figure out what the leftover ingredients we have. So basically what we're going to do is one of these reactants is the limiting reactant. One of these reactants is going to get used up before any of the other two. And because of that, we're going to have two reactants that are left over. And we got to figure out, how much of those leftover ingredients we have. So the first step is to figure out which one of these 3 is the limiting reactant. We're going to use this equation right here to figure that out. So in fact, if you'll give me 1 second, I'm going to pause. Oh, try to pause. My pause button's gone. Okay, I've skipped ahead. I've written right up here the formula that they're giving us. So 2 water plus 1 sugar plus 1 lemon juice equals 4 lemonade. That's the ratio they've given us, and so that's what I have right up here. Sorry if you can hear my cat stomping around in the background. Just ignore him. Okay, so knowing this equation, what we're going to do is we're going to take these values right here, water, sugar, and lemon juice, and we're going to basically see okay, let's say we're going to start with water. Let's just start with water. Let's say I have 946.36 what is it, grams? Grams of water. And what I want to do is I want to figure out, okay, well, if I have that, if I wanted to use all of that water up, all 946.36 grams, how much sugar would I need? And that's what we're going to figure out. We're going to figure out how much sugar would I need to use up all this water. So what I'm going to do is oh, my cat's freaking out. What I'm going to do is I'm going to look at these conversion factors to figure out just how much water and sugar I'm going to have. So we're going to start with water. 1 mole of water equals 236.59 grams. I don't even know why they have a cup here. Well, maybe we'll need that later. I don't know. But yeah, 1 mole of water equals 236.59 grams. So I'm going to write that. I'm going to use that as a conversion factor here, okay? That's a bad line. Okay. I've already forgotten it. What is it? 236.59 grams. 236.59 grams. And that's how many are in 1 mole of water. So right off the back, we've already canceled out our grams of water, and we figured out moles of water. Now we're trying to figure out how much sugar is going to react with all this. So we're not really done. We got to do a mole ratio now. And if you look here at this equation, the ratio of water to sugar is 2 to 1. Okay, so water is going to go on the bottom. Ooh. Okay, 2 moles water for 1 mole sugar. And if you see, that's going to cancel our water out and give us sugar. But we're not done yet because we're trying to figure out this value in grams. We need to figure out how many grams of sugar we can make with this. So we're going to do one last conversion. Before I put anything in a calculator, I'm going to do one last conversion here. Okay, and I'm going to figure out, so if I look right here, it already tells me how many grams are in 1 mole of sugar. It's 198. So I'm going to put that. There are 198 grams in 1 mole of sugar. And if you look, everything cancels out really nicely. And what we're going to do now is we're going to put this in a calculator and we're going to figure out this answer. So I'm going to do it right now. I've got my calculator. I'm taking it out. I'm unsheathing it. So 946.36 divided by 236.59 divided by 2 times 198. So I'm putting all that in my calculator. I'm just going across here, and I end up with the value 396. So I don't know if you guys get that, but I get 396 grams of sugar. Okay, 396 grams of sugar. Let's compare that to our value here. If you look here, do we have, oh, whoa, what did I just do there? Whoops, that's scary. Do we have 396 grams of sugar? If you look, we don't, which means sugar it might be our limiting reactant because we have way too much water. So sugar is one of our limiting reactants. It might be our limiting reactant, or it might be lemon juice. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm actually gonna compare sugar and lemon juice. So that'll tell us which one is the actual limiting reactant. Because something tells me I'm gonna have an excess of water either way. So sugar and lemon juice, those are our limiting reactants. Well, one of them is our limiting reactant, and we need to figure out which one is which. Okay, so we're going to start with sugar and compare it to lemon juice. So what we're going to do is I've got my sugar here, 196.86 grams of sugar. And we're going to figure out, okay, if I wanted to use up all that sugar, how much lemon juice would I need? So let's look at, well, first we have to convert this to moles, right? We have to convert this to moles. So let's look at the, whoa, what just happened? Yeah, so if you look here, 1 mole of sugar is 198 grams. Okay, we have 196.86 grams. I'm going to assume this is going to be very close to the number 1, but let's just see. Okay, so we got 196.86. What was the value again? 198. So 198 grams of sugar in 1 mole of sugar. Okay, but we're not done because again, this takes care of our grams of sugar, but we still have moles of sugar, so we're not done yet. We gotta convert this to moles of lemon juice, right? We're trying to figure out how much lemon juice would react with this much sugar. So let's keep going. This is pretty easy though, because if you look at our ratio here, it's a ratio of 1 to 1. So that's pretty easy, right? It's a 1 to 1 ratio. So mathematically speaking, it really doesn't do anything. The only thing it does is it does let us know that we've canceled out our moles of sugar and we're left with moles of lemon juice. So we're almost done. We just need to now convert this from moles of lemon juice to grams of lemon juice. And if you look here, how many grams is it? Lemon juice is 229.96. 96 grams. All right, and again, we're just going to do this math here. 196.86. Oh, hold on, let me get my calculator. So 196.86 divided by 198. Yeah, that gets you basically 1. It's like 0.994. Times 1 divided by 1, that doesn't really matter. Times 229.96. Okay, so this is kind of interesting because my answer, and hopefully you got something similar, is around 228.64. Okay, that is my value, assuming I did this correctly, and I think I did. So let's look and see. So that's how many grams. Like if I wanted to completely use up all my sugar, this is how much lemon juice I'd need. Is 228.64 grams. But if we look here, do I have that much lemon juice? I don't, which means lemon juice is the limiting reactant right here because we don't have enough lemon juice to completely react to these guys. So that means lemon juice must be our limiting reactant. So from here on out, we're going to do all of our calculations based off of lemon juice. Okay, so let's do that. Okay, so we're starting with lemon juice because again, that's our limiting reactant, and we're going to figure out how much lemonade can I make with 193.37 grams of lemon juice? And the first step we got to do is convert this into moles. All right, we got to figure out you know, how many grams are in 1 mole of lemon juice, and it shows us right here, 229.96. All right, 229.96 grams. All right, and that'll cancel out our grams of lemon juice, leaving us with moles of lemon juice. Oh my God. Okay, sorry, that took too long. Anyway, and then what we're gonna do is, now that we have our value in moles, we'll have it in moles of lemon juice, but we need to figure out how much lemonade we're making, right? So we gotta do one last step here. We gotta convert this from moles of lemon juice into moles of lemonade. And it's a ratio of 1 to 4, right? Because if you don't see anything in front of the coefficient, assume that means 1, and we see a 4 in front of the lemonade, so that's 4. And our moles of lemon juice cancel out. We're left with moles of lemonade. But again, we don't care about moles. We want to figure out how many grams. We want to figure out how many grams of lemonade we can make. So we have one last conversion to do. 1 mole of lemonade equals 225.285. So we're going to write that down right here. 1 mole of lemonade equals 225.285 grams. All right, we're going to throw all of that together, and I'm going to put it in my calculator right now, and we're going to figure out what our value is. 193.37 divided by 229.96 times 4 times 225.285, and I get around 700. In fact, I'm gonna put this down here. I get around 757 point. I'm gonna round this to 76. I'm gonna round this to the hundredths place. All right, so that's going to be my answer. This is how much lemonade I can make. Oops. Okay, so that's my, okay, well, we're not done yet, are we? Because we gotta figure out the percent yield. So what we need to do now is look at our actual yield, which according to this was 719.84. And we're going to divide it by our theoretical yield, which we just found. This is our theoretical yield, right? So I'm going to do one more equation here, and I'm going to just do it in this little corner over here. So our actual yield, again, what was our actual yield? Was 719.84 grams. Divide that by our theoretical yield, 757.76 grams. And we got to multiply this by 100. I know that doesn't look so great, but there it is. There's my equation. Sorry. But we're going to put that in a calculator, 719.84 divided by 757.76. And multiply by 100, and I get 94.99%. Okay, 94.9, well, really 94.995. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if we're gonna do 5 sig figs, that'll be, that'll be 94.996%. That's our percent yield right there. Leftover ingredients. This is a little annoying because now we have to do like even more math. It's super lame, but let's try it. And this is pretty annoying because now what we have to do is we have to basically figure out, like what we're going to do is we're going to figure out how much sugar would react with this much lemon juice. I don't know why I put an S there. Okay, so we know that this is how much lemon juice we have. We know this is our limiting reactant. Okay, it's the 193.37 grams of lemon juice. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna figure out exactly how much sugar can react with this amount. Okay, so let's just do that. We gotta do an annoying stoichiometry problem again. So let's just do the same thing we've been doing. All right, let's see here. Lemon juice, one mole is 229.96 grams. Okay, we're gonna figure out, right, we're trying to figure out how much sugar will react with this, right? So we need to do our ratio of lemon juice to sugar, which thankfully is super easy. It's a 1-to-1 ratio. Right, we cancel grams, moles. Okay, and then we're gonna convert this into grams now of sugar. So we're gonna see, okay, well, how many grams are in 1 mole of sugar? And it's 198. That's how many are in 1 mole of sugar. 198 grams. Whoa, sorry about that. All right, throw it in a calculator. I know it's not the most fun thing, but that's c'est la vie. 193.37 divided by 229.96 times 198. And that gives me around 166.50. That's what I'm going to round this to, is 166.50. That doesn't look very good, does it? You know what? Let's try that again. 166.50 grams of sugar. Okay, so think about this value. This is how much sugar would react with this many grams of lemon juice, okay? 166.50. Look at how much we have. We have 196.86. So we need to figure out, well, okay, how much sugar would be left over? Because we know from our calculation that 166.50 grams of sugar are going to be used. And we're starting with 100 and, what are we starting with? 196.86 grams. So we're just going to subtract that. That's all we're going to do. We're just going to subtract that value. Okay, we're just going to subtract that value. 196.86 minus 166.50 equals 30.36 of sugar. So that's how much sugar is going to be left over. So 30.36 grams of sugar. And you know what? I guess I'll put that on the right, and then water can go on the left. And we gotta do the same thing with water. So bear with me. Okay, again, we're starting with our 193.37 grams of lemon juice. But now we're gonna see how much water is gonna react with this. So again, we're gonna do the same thing we've been doing this whole time. Divide it by 229.96. Okay, that'll cancel. Now we gotta convert it to moles of water. And if we look here, it's a 2-to-1 ratio. So for every 1 mole of lemon juice, there are 2 moles of water. And then finally, we gotta convert this into grams. Okay, we gotta convert this into grams. So, oh my gosh. There we go. Okay, so let's see here. For water, 1 mole is 236.59. So let's put that in. 236.59 over 1 mole of water. Okay, let's do the math. So 193.37 divided by 229.96 times 2 times 236.59 is about 397.89. Okay, 397. Oh. 0.89. All right. In fact, I'm going to write that like right here. 397.89 grams of water. All right, now that's how much we can use. That is how much water will be used up. And if you look here, we're going to have a lot left over. So we're starting with 946.36 grams. I'll write that down. 146.36 grams minus 397.89. Let's see how much water is going to be left over. 946.36 minus 397.89. You're gonna have a lot of water. You're gonna have 548.47 grams left over. So that's going to be our leftover ingredients right there. 548.47. That is a lot of water. Okay. All right. I think I've helped you out a lot. I think you guys can figure out these analysis questions on your own. Okay. So good luck. And I hope this helped. All right. Have a good one and text me if you need anything. Goodbye.